Hello and welcome to the State Library. My name is Diana and I'm here to share a corner at home activity with you called Mapping My World. Before I get started, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the traditional owners of where I am and also where you are. Look after the land and also the sky, treat the animals as friends, and find out the history of what created I. Indigenous people have been mapping the world through symbols for thousands and thousands of years. Here at the State Library, in the info zone, we have an artwork called Kurilpa Country. It's based off a contemporary Indigenous dot painting by Leela Watson. And it's like a map because different shapes and patterns represent different things. For example, can you see how there's blue dots? It's a bit like the river in this artwork. So Kuril is the name of a very small native animal that can swim up along in the river and would also get up on the land here and come to this place that's known as Kurilpa, place of the Kuril. So maps make the world into a 2D representation, meaning they put it all flat. So here is the State Library, but this is a map. So it's as if the birds are flying up high, looking down over the buildings, or we've got a shrinking machine and put all the buildings in the shrinking machine and then gone squash and flattened it all. So maps are pretty interesting, and one thing that they tend to have in common is little symbols and a key or a legend to help understand what the symbols mean. So here you can see symbol for the toilets. Important to know where you need to go to find the toilet, and the disabled access if you need to avoid the stairs. So that's something that maps have in common, is this symbols, which we'll be learning how to make our own key or legend today. Big people watching, next time you see a map, point it out to your children and talk about what it means. Try to use a map in an outing with your children. And little people, look out next time someone pulls out maps. It could be the navigation app on their smartphone to find the way to a new place, or when they're catching a train to keep track of how many stops you have left to get to your destination. When you get to a national park, all the walking trails could be shown at the start to see the different trails. Or if we go on holidays, we might pick up a paper map to help us find all the most interesting places to visit. Today we're going to learn how to make our own maps. I'll help take you through some of the steps so you can become a confident cartographer. That's a really fancy way to say someone who draws maps. Today we're going to create symbols to put on our map. You can make the symbols whatever you want them to be. I've decided today to make my symbols different shapes cut from old magazines. I might cut a few different shapes so I have a few symbols. So the most important thing is to decide what each type of shape will represent on your map. So for today's map, I thought I'd make it about my journey to my local park. So I thought the things that are important to map were the trees, the houses I have to pass, and importantly the traffic lights that I need to cross. Okay, so you could just leave your map like this with just symbols, but I think I might pull out a texter and add some extra things. Maybe put a roof on some of the houses. I've got a blue roof and my neighbour's got a red roof. Or maybe I'll put some things in the park, like my favourite swings I like to go on. Chain swing. And I might draw some of the flowers. There's a really nice rose garden that I like to pass. So you can add some extra details to your map, as well as just having the symbols on there. And the great thing about using symbols for maps is you could now use these same symbols for a completely different map. it's up to you. The possibilities are endless. So for example, you could also make a map of your house inside, and you could, maybe we'll make windows, doors and seats. So we could go, okay, now we're going to use the squares for windows, the triangles for our doors, and circles for our seats. And here's one. I've done some of the outlines, so now I just have to put in some of the windows again, the doors. I have a door there for my room. Now you've got the idea, you can make maps of anything. It's really up to you and the possibilities are endless. So we'd love you to send us some pictures of the maps you've made, and so we can see them all. So it's been lovely sharing maps with you, and look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.